All right, you can start now.
Today is Friday, it's September the 20th, and we are in our committee meeting for refuse removal for Soulard Market. And we can start roll. I have Angela Pearson from the mayor's office.
Present.
I have Miss Tia Harrison from the comptroller's office.
Present.
And I have Bob Ray, the manager from Soulard.
Present.
And Doretta Easter Sykes from the director's office. Present. And Jay Nelson is out ill and he is not present today. All right, did everybody receive a copy of the RFP?
Did we call the meeting to order?
I thought I did. If I didn't, I apologize. I thought I did.
Okay.
Well, we're calling it to order now. It's 11:11. Meeting called to order.
All right.
If we haven't done that.
Okay, did everybody get a chance to get a copy of the RFP?
Isn't this the same RFP that we had to reissue?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. Yes.
All right. I know we reviewed it in the past. I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any changes or anything anybody wanted to bring issue about or anything of that nature. When we put the RFP out, we got no responses. Our current contractor that we have for Soulard, which is Republic Services, they were notified. And she said, Doretta, we were so caught up trying to get a contract extension done for us that they forgot about the RFP. And I told her we hadn't received any proposals so that it would be going back out. So all we need to do today is establish some dates and I can get it put back.
So
Go ahead,
yeah,
Bob.
no, I was gonna say, let's do that. Let's establish the dates. And then I had a couple questions.
All right, when do you want to, Bob, this is for you, so I'll kind of.
So
Yeah, Bob, take the lead.
Yeah.
I know that we're behind the 8 ball a little bit because the first RFP didn't get responded to. So I would really like to open it up as soon as possible and use the shortest time periods permissible. Just so if we could open it up today and set a deadline for whatever the legal deadline is that we need to follow, we should do that.
Be able to open it up today. They need. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Doretta.
Oh, they need at least 48 hours because
Right.
I have to submit documentation over to other departments for them to post and get published. So it's not gonna be able to happen today, Bob.
Yeah, it was a little rhetorical. I know it can't happen this second, but as soon as possible is basically what I'm saying.
Do we want to make a goal for what day is next Wednesday or Thursday?
We can do next Wednesday, which is September the 25th.
Yes.
Does that work for everybody?
Bob?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna start on it today, getting all the paperwork and everything done and everything submitted over and have it open on the 25th of September. And I think we have to have it open for 3 weeks or something. If I'm correct, Angela, do you know?
21 days is the minimum recommendation.
Okay, and that's for pre-application questions?
I believe so. I know it's 21 days in general. If you want to do application questions, then I would say maybe whatever. I would say you want to figure out what your end date is and then backdate it from there. So
okay, so that makes sense.
So if it's open for a minimum of 21 weeks, then maybe you want your question period to be the first 2 weeks and then give yourself a week to respond or something out,
Okay, will do. So how about, do I got to bring up the calendar?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's do it. So if we release it on the 25th, we could give, what, 15 days? For
No,
questions?
20 do you not listen? 21 days, Bob, 21. One and one.
Right, I'm talking about the deadline for submitting questions.
Let's get a close date and then we'll backdate it for a question
Okay.
date.
So,
Want to close it on, being that we open it on a Wednesday, you want to close it on a Friday, the 18th? Just give it just a couple of days, over 21 days. I think.
Sure.
Yes, Fridays are good.
yep,
So then we're gonna have it closed on Friday, October the 18th at 5 p.m., which is the close of business. So then if you want, Bob, we can do questions. Now we can backdate it to do questions.
October 9th.
I was just October the 9th.
Mm-hmm. And then, but you got to get your responses to them then by, I would say that Friday, the
11th.
11th. So, and that way, then they still have a whole week to tweak their applications based off of whatever your responses are.
Makes sense.
Bob, is 2 days turnaround time
Is that
something
good?
you can do as far as capacity wise to the responding to questions?
yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
really, I don't foresee any complicated questions.
But just in case it is, would that give enough time to, and I would also assist you with whatever I would need to. You think that would, but
Yeah, that should be fine.
okay. So we'll have the questions by the 9th and our responses by the 11th.
Yes.
Does that sound good to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a motion for a vote?
I'll move to approve the dates.
Second.
Anybody opposed? All right, that passed with a unanimous vote. Anything else that we need to discuss?
Not really. That was the big item.
I
But-
remember you said you had a couple of questions or whatever.
Right, because I know that, the meeting that we had before, we made a couple changes. And I don't have that RFP in front of me, I just have the old one. So I just wanted to make sure that I was clear that on contact person and questions on page 4, that we changed the direct questions to me. Is that correct?
Wait, say that again.
Well, no, let's just leave me here, Bob. And
Yeah.
I'll just, if we get any questions, if I need to, I'll collaborate with you. But let's just leave me listed
Okay.
on here. Just,
Yeah, it should say Doretta, only because Bob, since you are a voting member on this RFP, you can't be in communication with vendors directly.
That's
you
why.
Yeah,
Right.
you need a buffer.
And so, when it comes to me to answer questions, they're not going to be, so they're going to ask Doretta the questions, and she's going to ask
And
me.
Doretta's, yes, going to send them to you. You'll
Okay.
provide the response.
Answers
She'll
and
copy and
send-
paste and send it to the vendor. So you'll still
Okay.
be answering the questions as from as a subject matter expert, but as far as being the person that they communicate with, it should be Doretta so that it's not you directly.
That's fine. I just thought we changed it last time. So that's just a good clarification.
Okay.
And there was something else. Did we change this on page 6? Did we change the scope of services? If you remember, we talked about changing it to a 5-year contract instead of a 3-year with 2 1-year extensions.
No, we're gonna keep it the way that it is. Well, as far as I know, nobody determined that we should change it. We discussed the pros and cons at that time when Nadrick was on the committee. But he is no longer, a committee member, so, unless anybody else sees an objection with it, I think we need to leave it the way that it is.
Yeah, I thought we were, I remember, and Bob, you tell me, I remember during this call the last time, I don't know if it was you or someone else who mentioned that um if we when we were having shorter contractual terms, they were always going up every renewal on the prices.
Right. And that's why we wanted to lock in the longer contract.
Yeah.
Um,
Do
So,
you,
But I don't remember if we ever voted on it or if we ever did anything with it. That's kind of why I'm just trying to figure out.
what
if
does
we
the
made-
RFP say?
it
So
says,
it typically
with
says a
two-
3-year contract with 2 possible 1-year extensions.
Okay. And you want to do just a 5-year contract?
Well, if it saves us money, I think we should do it.
I'm okay. I'm okay with a 5-year contract. With how, like, with the what extension though? Will
there
we
is
do
no extensions, it's just gonna be a flat out.
5-year contract? Okay.
So is that what we're gonna change it to?
So I'll move to change the scope
Well,
of services
before we
contract.
move on that, I would like to hear from Tina.
Okay.
Ms. Harrison, any thoughts? I don't
Thank
want to
you, Ms.
just,
Pearson.
yeah.
No, thank you so much. No, being new to this, I understand and I am in agreement with everything that you all have discussed so far. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, slow us down if you have any questions, because a lot of this is based off of a previous meeting that I know you weren't able to attend or you weren't there for because Nadrick was there. So by all means, slow us down if you need any clarification.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson.
Absolutely. Okay. With that being said, if it sounds like we're all good there, then yes, Bob, go ahead and make the motion.
So I'll make a motion to amend the contract from a 3-year contract with a possible 2 1-year extensions to a 5-year contract.
Second,
Anybody
all,
opposed?
all in favor? It's
Forgive
okay.
me.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Bob,
I
you gotta say aye. Okay, perfect. Sounds,
I
that's a unanimous vote.
All right,
just harmonized with the rest of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Perfect. Any in abstention? Opposed? Perfect. We're good to go there.
Okay. So also on page 6, you know, I don't think that we need to address it much. We have when it says times of pickup, they have always been picking up in the morning, Saturday morning, around 6 a.m. and then Sunday morning around 6 a.m. And the contract has them picking up from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I would like to keep that just the way it is. I would rather they picked up after we were done at the market.
Okay.
So,
that's fine.
but I wish I'd have known that was in there before, because it would have caused it would have been much smoother for us. The only other thing that I would say that I noticed in here, no, you know what? We don't need to address anything else. I think that the dates are fine and the rest of the contract scope is fine.
I
So-
had a question. Is there anything in particular from an industry standpoint that we need to change about this RFP to make it attractive for people to submit to? Bob, I'm not sure if there's anything that you're like, oh, I know they don't like this part about it.
I would say that it's not so much that they have a lot of responsibility with this contract, but I think it's fair, meaning
Okay.
that that they're supposed to. We pointed this out last time. They're supposed to disinfect the cans bi-weekly. There's all the cans are supposed to have locks and wheels. They're supposed to pick up all the garbage, even if it falls or is stacked behind the containers. And I think that all of that makes sense for a contract like this big, where we pay this much. So I don't think anything's out of line.
Okay.
And
Who's
so
who's currently picking up our trash?
Republic,
Okay. And when is this contract, our current contract with Republic ends?
It's already ended.
it's ended.
Oh,
We're trying to get extensions. Yeah, this RFP fell behind, so we're scrambling a little bit, which was why I wanted to hurry with the dates.
okay. I see.
And then also part of the problem, Angela, was, I don't know, before me, however it happened. I don't know how it went down, but, we still owed them money. And
Oh,
we had to do an extension on the current contract, which will go through the end of this year, so that we
mhm.
can get them paid. And that's in E&A right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a working relationship with Public. It takes maintenance. But this contract gives me personally the flexibility to get them to do what I need them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good contract.
Okay. I was just curious. Thank you for that insight.
Yeah. So now that we've got the dates, do we need to set up our next meeting? Or do you just want to adjourn the meeting and then set that up later?
No, let's set up that meeting now. That way, when you get,
I love it. She's always, nope, let's set it up now while we got everybody, so we're.
yeah, and that way we can just set the dates now, especially since this contract has lapsed. We don't want to spend any more time trying to wrangle people together. So if the closing date is October 18th, we'll need a few days to receive the RFPs and to sort through them.
Correct.
Right.
So I would say at the latest that Friday, the 25th,
Yeah.
or Monday the 28th.
Either one of those works for me, because I'm here in the office all the time.
And either one will work for me.
How about you, Tina? What's your availability on the 25th or 28th of October?
Those are both open for me. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Yay.
Absolutely. Well, let's just go with the 25th. My day's wide open as of now, so we could do a morning or afternoon.
If we could do a morning, that'd be great. Would 10 o'clock, would that work for everybody?
It works for
It
me.
works for me.
What about you, Ms. Harrison?
That's fine. Thank you.
All right, I'll get that scheduled for everybody and sent out. You'll get the invitation from them, that our next meeting will be on the 25th of October at 10 a.m.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right, do we have any other business that we need to discuss before we do an adjournment?
Are there
Just a
any
thank
minutes?
you, everyone.
Are there any minutes we need to approve? No. Okay, great. Well, then, yeah, that's all. If that's the case, I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.